So, following up on my recent videos about Sigma cameras, DP1s, DP2s, DP3s, trying in some respects to get back to the magic, I am now the proud owner of a Sigma SD15. As you can see, it's quite a thing. It's a fairly large and bulky piece of kit. Yeah, so what do I think of it? Okay, I've only had it a few days and just taken one or two test shots with it just to make sure it works. What do I think of it? It's big, bulky and heavy. The body alone weighs 763 grams with the battery and a card in it, and the lens weighs 444 grams. So it's it's well over a kilo, I guess, in weight. That's fairly big. Second impression is that the controls are weird. Well, I say weird, they're just different. The menu has very little in it at all, and there's a lot of there's quite a lot of buttons on it. Actually, if I bring the body back up here, show you the back of the thing. Oh, I can't tell if that's focusing or not. That's focused. Okay, so the back of the thing, as you can see, there are loads of buttons, and you've also got buttons and things and stuff on the top as well. So there's lots of buttons, and it's not necessarily that clear what some of them do. And what you have to do is you have to press a button and then twizzle the command dial to get the thing to do anything. So yeah, quite a lot of buttons, and they work in a slightly strange way in that once you pick an option, you can't go back to it. You have to kind of cycle all the way around to get back to the beginning of those options again. It's just a bit different, that's all. And I think I'm just not used to what is a DSLR rather than a mirrorless camera. Since the last DSLR I had was a Nikon D300, and I can't remember how many years ago I sold that. So I sold it a few years back. So a bit out of practice with DSLRs generally, and Sigma obviously do things differently anyway. And that's another strange thing, is if you're not used to DSLRs, and obviously I'm used to mirrorless, is that with this thing, I can pick it up, put it to my eye, I can see through the lens. Remarkable. Of course, with a mirrorless camera, unless it's switched on, you can't do that. And what's equally another difference between, even when you do switch this on, the rear screen stays black. Doesn't automatically show you the image that's coming through the lens. So it's just all a bit different, and just is what it is, I guess. So, in kind of first impressions, it all seems very DSLR-ish, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's quite different to what I've been using in terms of mirrorless cameras in recent years. So it'll take a little bit of getting used to again, I think. I did get, as I said, this is a Sigma SD15, and I was looking at either a 14 or a 15. I wouldn't have minded either. 15 for me is better because this takes SD cards, whereas the 14 takes compact flash cards, CF cards, and I haven't got any of those. Used to have them for the Nikon, I haven't got any anymore. So I'd have had to, it's not a lot of, they're not very expensive, but it's just something else you've got to, fork out for. Whereas SD cards I've got loads of, so that's not such a problem. Got a really good deal on this, I think, with the body, the 18-50 Sigma lens, which is optically stabilized and is internal zoom in, so doesn't doesn't get bigger when you zoom. Got a flash with it as well, 3 batteries, all boxed, Sigma boxed stuff. The camera has, I believe, roughly 6,500 shutter actuations. It's difficult to tell with Sigma cameras exactly how many actuations there are, and that's assuming that it's not at a factory reset on the numbering. So, but you know, the thing's immaculate, so all good, I hope. So SD cards was one of the reasons I chose the 15 over the 14. Plus, this was a really good deal on this particular 15. Bought it second hand, obviously, just on eBay from a seller. The 15 does have a slightly bigger rear screen than the 14, and it has an updated processor. Other than that, I don't think there's a lot of difference. Big question is, will I be able to recreate the magic I felt with those early DP1s with the SD15? And I say that because this is essentially the same sensor as those early DP1s. It's the notional 15 meg sensor, 15 megapixel sensor. So the question is, although this is obviously nothing like as pocket friendly as a DP1, I'm hoping that I can create some of that, what I felt was DP1 image magic with this. And if I can't, I'm going to be disappointed. So here's hoping.